It's right, he's right. It goes downhill from there.
40s is downhill?
Woo! Enjoy the 30s, because the 40s, goddamn. It bites you in the back of the head.
You would think we're asking for much, where we want a massive 3-bedroom house with a driveway and close to the station and transport links into London, a gym. Like, most of the time, we're just asking for a 1-bedroom, bro. Damn. Here in your 30s. Oh my gosh. Felt like I had to do this video soon. Today, we're going to be reacting to Abraham Preach, Friends, How Life Can Change in Your 30s. So this is something where I'm slowly creeping up onto my 30s. You know, I'm 28 right now. You know, I work in the design and marketing industry, so I've kind of got an interesting perspective on this in regards to like doing my design work, working in Japan, and kind of how I felt in my 30s compared to how I felt in my early 20s compared to now. Just to see if we can relate to this video. You know, let's go ahead and watch the video.
You know, 30s are the most interesting to me because a lot of the things that drive you in your teens and in your 20s aren't at all the same motivating factors that they are in your 30s. You generally are getting established in your career. Your friendships that you've built over time are generally getting to the more progressive period where folks are figuring out themselves, so you get to watch their journeys in life. You're generally the place where you're starting to get that financial flexibility where you can start to make decisions for yourself, be it buying a property, traveling more, having accessibility to these things. You feel like you know yourself to a degree, where you're not just floating, but you have at least an idea of who you are and what you believe in. That comfort with yourself makes you less prone to, you know, I have to do this for this or for this people, or like so he's like, no, I'm good. I know what I want to be doing on a weekend. I know what I want to do on a weekday. I know the kind of people I want to associate or don't want to associate with. Things like sex and hooking up, that doesn't hold the same weight it does in your 20s when you're just like hormonal raging or whatever it is. And it's not that important to me anymore, and I'm okay, and I'm better for it.
In London, it's very different. And when I mean it's very different, people are still trying to get by, bro. Like, not like in the States where you got your own apartment and, you know, you're kind of just wondering what to do. Like, some people don't even have their apartment yet, and they're my age. And mentally, it does affect them because they're feeling like they're constantly being left behind. And I've had that feeling. Before I ever moved to Japan as well, like, I felt like a lot of stuff was kind of stagnated, and there was a way that I had to kind of follow the rule book, where before I went, I had to go to university, you know, I had to do all these things. And it just got to the point where I was just like, I don't even care. Like, let me just go and just see what happens. And I kind of miss that way of thinking now, because I did that and it was one of the best times I've had. Like, I just felt like I had more control over my life when it came to just doing what I want. You know, my schedule was good. I was able to go to bed super late, wake up moderately early, and I felt like, yeah, this is the life. But kind of when I came back and then the COVID arc started and I moved back into my mom's house, it just felt like, damn, I'm back here. Not in this house, this is my place, but I just felt stuck again. I was like, damn, I need to kind of do this all again. And I feel like a lot of people are going through that now.
It's right, he's right. It goes downhill from there.
40s is downhill?
Woo! My boy. It goes downhill. It goes to the shitter, my friend. Enjoy the 30s, because the 40s, goddamn. It bites you in the back of the head. You least expect it, bam, cramp, you're down. No, it's not that bad. I make it out of the best moment out of whatever moment I got. Thinking about the present. The 30s was all right for me. It was a lot of things that were placing themselves. My 40s was your 30s, I would say.
Wasn't that your late 30s? Your late 30s was pretty nice.
Like,
your late 30s, all them little seeds you planted started to flourish in your late 30s.
Yeah, but I like flowers, not buds.
When I was younger, when I say 18, 19, that's what I mean by younger, I felt like this is the illusion I had in my head, and I still have this mentality now, that when I hit my 30s, I was gonna retire. That was my plan. As soon as I hit my 30s, I wanted to retire. I was gonna be like, I'm gonna do all this compound interest. I'm gonna be working hard all in my 20s, 7 days a week. I'm gonna do all of that. As soon as my 20s hit, as soon as my 20s end, I'm retiring. And now that I think I got 2 years left, or well, a year and a half left, a year and some months left, I'm thinking, damn, I gotta lock in.
So if you're flipping about, oh, my life at 20, at 19, at 16, God, no. I didn't know what I was about to do until I was 33.
Yeah, facts.
It's a marathon, not a freaking race. You know what I mean?
Facts.
You have to be able to take it in. But yeah.
But that understanding that it's a marathon only really hits you in your 30s, because you realize it took me this long to really get an idea of what I am and who I am.
Yeah, you can manifest it, of course, but in its own time, you will kind of get the fruits of your labor. And I feel like a lot of people struggle to feel that. And I think this year I've started to kind of take that into account a bit more now. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos, you know, from Young Don. Shout out to him. The people who don't know him, I feel like he just cracked the code of life, man. Very genuine guy. Respect him a lot. His mindset is something where I'm striving to kind of align with a bit more in terms of physics and kind of manifestation, and just kind of doesn't mean just kind of letting the universe do what it wants, but kind of having this sort of mentality like, this is the life I want from now, but I need to kind of do it while I'm going to that goal, if that makes sense. So you need to kind of move as you're a YouTuber with 1 million subs, for example, or move like you are successful already, because having that mindset is also just kind of having that mindset is also just infectious as just not even having that mindset of being negative. So why be negative about it? Why not at least kind of be delusional and then mentally strive towards that?
Little disposable income, you got debt piling up, you got dreams that you want to, it's like everything is, and they're all conflicted.
I'm not going to say it was whack, but it was definitely rocky. I'm not going to say whack, but rocky.
You know what? You're right. I used the wrong word. 20s was tumultuous.
Goddamn. It was, you know, when you go on a Category 5 rafting ride and you pedaling, you getting knocked out, you get waves in your face.
Yo.
You doing it.
No, you know what?
tired as shit.
You want 20 years? 20 years. Yo, motherfuckers
It's fun. You're going to have some woos, but you're going to have some hoes.
Yeah. 20s is just like they throw you to the wolves and they say, figure it out, nigga. And it's just like, they don't tell you how to manage money. They don't tell you how to become an adult.
But the 30s is your 20s with money. And I haven't kind of felt that yet. Like, I can kind of see why, just because in terms of my income, like, it's slowly growing every like year or so. But at the same time, I feel like those foundations are very based off the person, because there's people I know who have great foundations already. And if some people were to look at my life now, they would feel like, yeah, you got a foundation. Like, well, why are you complaining? But then there's people I know where their foundation's not even been built. You know what I mean? Like, you know, they don't even have the schematics yet. They haven't even called the builders like, oh yeah, this is the plan. So I feel like it really is a case-by-case basis, really. Especially depending on the environment you grew up in, where you don't want a mediocre life. I'm not saying that I'm not kind of talking bad on the people who do want, but there's some people who do want to do more than the average, or more than they kind of want to succeed in the world. And them kind of just doing not the normal stuff, but the day-to-day stuff, like maybe just working this sort of normal job and coming home to the wife and kids, that doesn't appease them. And I'm one of those people where that's something where I don't want to do that. Like, yeah, it sounds nice, it sounds secure, but I feel like I'll just live my life full of regrets.
It can be very tough to get to this phase of your life and also feel like you haven't gotten any ounce of it together. So that's also a reality for people. That's why they have those midlife crises or these burnouts, like we say. So that's also a possibility. But for me, I appreciate the fact that the veil gets pulled off and you see the life for what it really is.
Comparison is the thief of joy. But when we live in a social media world where everything's just kind of shown in your face about lifestyle, opportunities, experiencing new things, it's almost like, how can you not compare? How can you not compare yourself to the person who's the same age as you in a different state, living the life you want to live? It's almost impossible to, so you kind of have to mentally check yourself out to kind of not feel like, I shouldn't be feeling like this. I should be trying to find ways how I can do that. And it's not something I struggled with in terms of just kind of comparing myself, but obviously I had mental checkpoints in my head when I was younger that when I hit 25, when I hit 28, when I hit 30, when I hit 35, I will be in these stages of life. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I'm far behind, but at the same time, I'm nowhere near close. And that's the thing, really. The veil gets pulled off. And there's a reason why I wore this Final Fantasy shirt today, because I felt like people in their 20s and let's say in their young teens, they feel like once you become an adult, you kind of have to give up the stuff that you enjoy doing just because, it doesn't align with the 30s. And it doesn't help you get to that sort of goal. And I'm here to kind of tell them that, well, tell them or even listen, but don't listen to those people. Like, if you enjoy Final Fantasy, if you enjoy playing these sort of games, I say just keep playing those games, keep enjoying those stuff, keep researching it, keep watching those trailers, keep watching those lore videos, because for me personally, that's what kind of not keeps me going, but it keeps me grounded. It kind of makes me enjoy the little stuff. It lets me enjoy the journey a bit more, because I know I'm doing my design work and I'm like, oh damn, this is just long. This is like, I'm not getting the engagement I want. People are not enjoying it. I'm not getting the creative feedback, or whatever. But then at the end of the day, when I felt like I've designed some work, I'm like, you know what, let me unwind and play some, from Final Fantasy. Let me just unwind, play an RPG. Like, I get to kind of turn off my brain a bit and just kind of go into this new world. And it makes me like, not motivate me, but for some people, it can kind of counteract it. But for me, it's like, yeah, I want to keep pursuing this sort of creative world, because this is something where I would want to continue doing. And obviously I haven't talked about it, but I feel like I should kind of say it now. But like, I have been doing this sort of like creative writing for a number of years about these sort of characters I designed. Maybe I'll talk about it in this video one day. But that was something I designed years ago. And I always keep writing like notes in my Google Drive, but who knows, maybe one day I can kind of bring it out to life. And the only reason I say that now is just because it costs a lot of money and it's going to be like a personal project. Probably I'll put on this channel. I feel like I will put on this channel. If it gets no views, if it gets hundreds of views, if it gets thousands of views, great. But the whole point of it is that I love video games. I've worked in the video game industry. I've studied video games, so it's something where it's more of a personal project. So let me know in the comments if you're like a sort of creative. If you're like in a sort of creative field, like as a photographer, as an artist, if it's a designer, if it's anything like content related, like let me know, because I can imagine that a lot of you guys are probably in the same boat as me, maybe a bit younger, and then you're feeling like, damn, I'm super motivated to get what I want to do, but then they're kind of unsure of where the boat's taking them. But yeah, it's a long video. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, and yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.